Shalom and good morning. I'd like to give honors to our Father in heaven, homage to his Son, Yahusha The Messiah, and my respects unto the Holy Spirit, known as the YAHUAH, known as the glory of Yah, the beauty of holiness, the spirit of wisdom, aka the seven eyes and seven spirits of Yah. Good morning. Today I bring you a question to meditate on because we're going in a different direction today with this question. Because this has been an ongoing question that has been asked by the Gentiles, mostly by the Roman Christians, those who call themselves believers of the Messiah. Shalom and good morning, sis. And also among the Israelites. Because I know y'all been seeing a lot of stuff going on social media, and it's pretty much the same topics that's going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So as you see this picture here, I want you to meditate on the picture with the word law. The word law. Okay. So the title of this word today, or it's really a warning, is the law and holy days and feasts of Yah, if these things of God put away? Another way to look at this question, you need to ask yourself, are these things put away forever? Are these things put away forever? Now, for my babes who are just entering into the new covenant known as the marriage, I don't expect you to have a sound answer. Okay. This is towards those who say they are seasoned, those who say they've been a believer for what, 5, 10, 15, 20 years or more. Because some of the things that I've been seeing going on social media, I'm not going to lie to y'all, it troubles my spirit. Whether they are Gentiles or whether they are Israelites, some of the things that have been said back and forth, it troubles my spirit because what the Father is showing unto me, they have not grown. They're still where they're at. They're still at the beginning. They haven't reached the end yet of where they should be. Okay, so this is why I'm bringing this question out. Okay, so let me change my screen because I want to give y'all the date. All right. And you probably say, well, why do Sister Yida take the time out to give you a date again when you come in the whole Bible book? And when you understand what the Messiah say that we should be watching and praying, then you understand why I come unto you with a date. Okay. And that could be a mystery unto the Gentiles, because most Israelites have the understanding why we follow the Most High calendar. Without it, you can't understand the Bible. Okay. And make sure you can see what I'm seeing now. And let me go to this screen so I can see your comments as well. Give me 1 minute, y'all. Okay. So we're going to scroll down and get the date. Now, for those who've been following the Most High calendar, you pretty much know where we are. But those who are new, we are in his 11th month, and his 11th month is named Sebet, and you can find that word in the Bible. It is spelled S-E-B-A-T, okay? And Sebet means a rod, okay? And this is where I'm at now. I'm in the middle part of this calendar here. All right, so we're going to go to the date. Now, the heathen's date is January the 28th in the year of 2021 AD. Okay, now for the date of God. I have to say it like that because I know many of y'all are still learning the Hebrew words we use to address our Father in heaven. So this is God's date. Very different, y'all. Very different. So we are in the first week of his 11th month, okay? And you know a week is made of 7 days. And we are in the seventh day of his month. The seventh day of the 11th month, okay? And the date of the sun, because remember, the Most High calendar is made of three lights, which are the sun, the moon, and Mazzaroth. So I have to also give you the date of the sun because those who have studied these things know that the sun date and as the month date, which comes from the moon, would not have the same date because their circuits are different. In other words, their years are different. The moon has shorter days in its year versus the sun. The sun has more days in its year. So the day of the sun, we are in the sun's 11th month and first day. Okay, we are in the sun's 11th month and the first day. And on the heathen's day, because the Most High day starts from sundown to sundown. So this day, the seventh day of the 11th month, starts on January the 20th at sundown, ending on, oh, I'm looking at the wrong week, y'all. We are in the second week of the Most High's month. We make sure I got the right date. Hold on. Make sure that my eyes. Okay, we got it right. So we're in the second week of the Most High calendar. Okay. And we are in day 14. Day 14. All right. And day 14 starts on January the 27th to January the 28th from sundown to sundown. Now, as far as the date of the sun, we are in the sun's 11th month and 8th day. We are in the sun's 11th month and 8th day. Let me type that out so you can see that. Okay. As far as the heathen date, it starts from the 27th to the 28th from sundown to sundown. Okay? So as you see, we're waiting for the Most High Sabbath day to come in. Take this time now to pause your screen to get this information. Far as the year, thank you, Father, for reminding me about that. We are in the 8th day from Adam, which starts in the 7,001st year to the 8,000 year. Those who've been keeping a record, such as myself, Beta Israel, another word for them, people know them as the Jews of Ethiopia, and Brother Yahusha, we have all has been calculating the time from starting from the day of Adam, our forefather. And all of us have a calculation that falls in the 7,001st year to the 8,000 year. Okay, again, confirmation upon confirmation. And there is a biblical prophecy that talks about the 7,000 years that shall pass before our Father brings his judgment. Okay, all right. Now that I have given you the date and the year. Oh, fathers remind me too, I haven't given you the date from creation. So the date that we're in from creation, we're in the 13th day from creation, and that starts in the 13,000 year, ending in 13,999. All right. Sorry about that, y'all. It's one of them things where you think that you have everything put together before you start. You to the next screen. And shalom to my brother who just came on. Okay. Here's the question that we need to ask ourselves. And this is to the season because I found it strange that the season is asking this question because they say they have read the book, which is the King James 611 Bible. They say they are anointed and appointed. They say that they have all these titles and degrees under their name. In other words, they come with you with a lot of credentials. But I see that they're constantly going back and forth on this topic. You know, is the law and holy days and feasts of God put away? If they're asking this question now, y'all, we are in trouble. We're in a great, serious trouble here. And I can stand my babes, but the season, and I'm speaking to the Roman Christians. And reason why I say Roman Christians, because when you study the history of all the Christian churches that has been established, not only in America, but throughout the world, you will see they all bear some things in common. They all still keep certain customs and certain traditions that can be rooted back to the Roman Catholic Church. And according to the prophet Daniel, Daniel had identified unto us that is the fourth beast church. Okay. So for them to be going back and forth on this topic, it tells me, or it gets me to ask the question, who are they following? Okay. And we'll get to that question later on. But y'all, we are in some serious trouble by them going back and forth on this topic. Now, in the beginning, I was going to put this topic, but when you're dealing with those who say they come in the whole volume of the book, but if I present this topic, I don't think they will understand it. Because the topic that I truly desired was the was and what yet to come would define slash expound on the now. You probably saying, what you talking about, Sister Lydia? Okay, let's break this down. The was, right? It usually represent what? The past in old covenant. Okay? The past and the old covenant. Now we're gonna jump ahead. The what yet to come represent what? The future and the eternal covenant. Okay? The eternal covenant. Again, if you have taken the time out to study these two things, going to the Old Testament and to understand the future, because many stops at the only remain in the New Testament. And remember, testament also means covenant. They only read the New Testament, but they fail to read the prophets. Okay? So, if you have read the prophets along with the other books I just mentioned, then it would give you what's going to take place in the future. Okay? Something to really think about here. So, if you understand the past, which is the old covenant, and that's a mystery on that old covenant, y'all, it goes deeper than what you think. And you understand the future and what the new eternal covenant going to bring, then you're going to understand the present covenant. Okay? So the now is the present covenant. And we know who established this covenant. It is Yahusha HaMashiach. He is the Son of God, the Messiah, the Anointed One, the second Adam, etc. Okay? This is the covenant that we're in now. Okay? So unfortunately, I couldn't use this title because, like I said, when I do an assessment for those who said or claim to be seasoned, they come in the whole bar in the book. If I guarantee, if I had list this title, they would understand it. They would not understand it. So basically, what I'm saying unto you, the was, which is the past and old covenant, and the what yet to come, which is the future and the new eternal covenant, will give you understanding about the present covenant that we're in now. And also, which will what put an end to this constant debate or discussion that's going on about whether our Father law, holy days, and feast days are put away. It would have put an end to that, y'all. Okay. Now you can take this time now to pause the screen because I put the word Messiah because again, I'm aware that some people not aware why we say Messiah. They think it's a strange term or language, but it's in the book, y'all. It's also written in the Greek tongue. It's yes, the Bible has the Greek spelling of the word Messiah. It's also written in the English tongue. Okay. And for those who have access to a strong concordance, you will learn that in the Hebrew tongue, they would say Mashiach. But below that information, you see, I put here certain terms because as you go through the volume of the book, you will be taught, okay? You will be taught about the sword, the fire, the water, the salt, the rod, the staff, the right hand, the stretched out arm, the living word. And this is just a few. I forgot to put y'all tabernacle or witness. Okay? Tabernacle or witness. For those who've been taught by that Holy One, you ought to know what this represent, what it means. Okay? And all these things I just listened to you goes back to that anointed one. So, let's bring us to this question. What is the law? What is it, family? What is the law? Again, if you're seasoned and you came through the whole volume of that book, y'all, from the old to the now to the what yet to come, you will know the mystery of what is the law. What is it, y'all? And I'm gonna give you a little hint. It is way before the Sinai covenant. Do you hear me, Roman Christians? It is way before the Sinai covenant. And I'm gonna give you this hint. It started with our father, Adam. Adam. Because I want to go deep about this word law because we're only scratching the surface on the definition on the word law. Okay, because in the English language, law is really a broad, general term, so therefore it's gonna have what many meanings. But to understand about the law, you got to go back to the beginning, where it all began before the foundation of the world. Okay, so think about it. What is the law? And it's way before the Sinai covenant, and it started with our father, Adam. So in the past, I know some of y'all have already heard me say, what is Torah, which is what law, which is basically instructions, which is basically what commandments that should give you life. So most of y'all may know who it is and not what it is, but it goes a little more deeper, y'all. A little bit more deeper. So before we tackle this question, I do need to share this with you on YouTube, and it's also listed in the video description box. For those who, have a hard time with reading, sometimes, you may have a long day, you're just too tired. Well, there's an audio of the King James 16 Bible that you can play and you can follow along with the Word of God. So as you see now, we have no excuse. And it's very important that you can hear the word being read unto you because it's going to unlock something when you hear it. All right. So I just want to share that with you. That is listed in the video description box. Okay. To understand what is the law, y'all, we have to go back to the beginning. Now, we already know the law is Yahusha HaMashiach. But I want to just put the name Yahusha because we need to really go back to the beginning because we really need to see him what he was before he came to be in the earth. Okay? So, who is Yahusha, y'all? Before he came in the earth, who is he? Who is he? Before he came in the earth. Do I have anyone to guess? If not, okay. What I'm looking for, because like I said, there's many things that we can put a title or a name or a label to him. But I'm gonna go right straight to the throat. He is the Son of God in the heavens. Okay? So if he's the Son of God in the heavens, he would be what? The same as his father. And you probably say, well, what do you mean, sister? If our father say he is what? Spirit, then would not his son be a spirit? This is why we really need to see this, because I'm going a little more deeper about the law. So now that we know that the Son of God is a spirit, you already got some insight that what? The law is spirit. But it goes a little more deeper, y'all. So remember, I was telling you about Adam. It started with Adam. Okay. So if the law is spirit, which is what? Yahusha HaMashiach, who is what? Torah. I need to put that up here. And remember, Torah are nothing but what? Instructions to give you life. So if he's all these things, y'all, what had to take place with Adam to receive it? Okay, thank you, my brother. Yes, you're right. He is the word. But what had to take place, y'all, in the beginning for Adam to receive the law? That's the ultimate mystery here. Okay? What had to take place, y'all? Because we say this word all the time from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. And we've been talking about this word back and forth, back and forth. And if I'm going to give you the word, because it's going to give you a hint what has to take place with Adam to receive the law. The key word is covenant. Covenant, right? Yeah. Y'all, oh yes. Let me show some of y'all, some of my brothers and sisters' comments here, because they are already on it. Okay? They are already on it. This sister here said, connected to the spirit. She's asking a question. This brother here says, the breath of life with a question. Okay? And shalom to the one that just came on. Okay? So what has to take place for Adam to receive the law? And the key word to replace law with is covenant. So let me write this back out so y'all can see it. What has to take place, y'all? For Adam to receive the covenant, which is what? The law. What has to take place? I'll give y'all some time to answer it. Because y'all, when the Father showed me this, it's always been there, y'all. And it has probably been talked about, but maybe somebody didn't bring out in depth to really get you to see this. Okay. So what has to take place? Shalom to the one that just came on. What has to take place? Because the only thing different here, I replaced the word, the law, with the covenant, right? So for Adam to receive the law, which is the covenant, what has to take place? Not that one yet, brother. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Adam, right? What is Adam made up of? Adam's made up of what, y'all? In other words, when our Father made Adam, what did he make him up with? That's what I'm looking for. What is Adam made up with? That's right. One say clay, one say dust. Let me show y'all their comment. They hitting on it. Where did the dust and the clay come from? What do the body, what do the word say, or where does dust and clay come from? Now, my sister already done hit it. She done gave us 3 parts already. Ah. Before I show my sister comment, the dust and the clay represent what? The earth. The earth. Okay. Hmm. Now, my sister done went to the throat. My sister done went to the throat. So I'm gonna have to show my sister comment. She done gave us the 3 parts, y'all. Body, soul, and spirit. Okay. Body, soul, and spirit. All right. Now somebody gave the part that goes with soul. Let me see here on this list. The answer with a question. They said, what? The breath of life. To become a living soul, you have to receive the breath from the Father. Right? Okay. We know the earth is what? The dust and the clay, right? And the last part is spirit. Now, this is the word we're going to focus in on today, the third part of Adam, spirit. Right here. This is it. I hope y'all see where I'm going with this now. Okay? So, as we go back up to the notes, because we get into the nitty gritty of what is the law. And we already defined that the law is Yahusha. And we know that before he came in the earth to fulfill the prophecy, we already know that he is the Son of God in the heavens. And we know that he bare the same as his Father. So the word tells us that our Father is a spirit, therefore he is a spirit. And because he is a spirit, therefore the law is spirit. Okay? And then we expound on what is the law, what is, in other words, Torah, and we learn that what is to give you instructions so you will have what? Life. So if the Messiah is a spirit and he is the law, he is Torah, okay? This spirit, what would give you life? It would give you what? Instructions to follow that should give you life. Okay. So when the Father made Adam, in order for him to receive that, he gave him his heart, which is spirit. The prophet Ezra, known as Ezra, talks about this. And I think it's in, I wish I had brought my book. I believe it's in 2nd Ezra chapter 16. I could be wrong, but I know it's in the book of Ezra in the Apocrypha because it goes in more detail of the makeup of Adam and see what the Father placed in Adam, y'all. Okay? See what he placed in him. So if everything leading back to the Messiah, okay, which is spirit, then you can begin to understand how Adam was brought into the covenant. Do y'all hear this? You will begin to understand how Adam was brought into the covenant. Now you can see where I'm going with this. It's going to hit on the new heavy. Okay? As you see, there's nothing new beneath the sun. What was done in the old is also done in the new. Okay. My next question to you is, what is covenant? What is a testament? What is it, y'all? What is it? Because it's going to help you to understand what does it mean that Adam was brought into the covenant. What does that mean? What did that mean? Do I have any volunteers that would give me that answer? What do covenant mean? And it's been talked about, y'all, throughout the whole book, from the old to the Apocrypha and to the new. We even bear a title that would give you the hint of what covenant means. Keep guessing, y'all. I'm give you a hint. So we're going to go down here. What is covenant? What is it, y'all? I should put testament too, so you can see. I want you to be able to connect the dots. What is it, y'all? Okay, let me show y'all some of these comments. This brother here say a promise. Oh, I'm sorry, that's a pact. Let me go to the other one. He said promise, agreement. Okay, oneness. Oh yeah, you hitting on it. You hitting on it. Agreement. Okay, deal. I'm sorry. With my cursor, by the time I click on it, okay, deal. Then someone's asking, is it negotiation? Ourselves now. I see my sister. Okay, she's saying that she's come in agreement. One say a witness. My sorry, my sister is saying the same thing. She's come in agreement. An agreement. This one saying contract agreement, oath, binding. These are all key words to hit on what? The word. What is the synonym or what is the word that is defined by all these keywords y'all gave me, y'all? Because y'all got binding, oath, contract, agreement, witness. Oh, now that should give y'all another hint because you got to have a witness for this. Another one saying deal. What is the word that mean all these things? I gave you another hint. You got to have most of the time you need a witness. But for our Father, he say the heaven, the earth is his witness of these things. Just as the Son and the Ruach HaKodesh is his witness of these things. Remember, we have 3 witnesses in the earth. We have 3 witnesses in the heavens. Okay. Do I have anyone to guess the word? The word that I'm looking for. All right. I'm going to type it in the comment box so you can know what covenant is. And this was done in the beginning, y'all. Covenant is marriage, y'all. Marriage. And we not only seen it being shown through our father Adam, it was shown through many of our forefathers, but also upon a nation of people. And the nation of people that I'm talking about is Israel, Yahusha. Okay? Covenant is marriage. So, to be married to someone, you have to be bonded, right? Let me go back to my note sheet. To be married to someone, you have to be bonded. Okay? So, covenant is marriage. Okay? How, I want to say this. How was Adam, Israel, or Israelites, okay, slash Yasharal, and many others? Well, I should put here, the bride of the Messiah, the 144, and you again, many others. I'm just giving you highlights. How I'm gonna have to capitalize this word, bond. How is, well, I'm trying to say this, trying to read this sentence correct. How is Adam, the Israelites, Yasharal, the bride of the Messiah, the 144, etc., how are they bonded, y'all, in marriage to the Godhead? Okay. In the Hebrew tongue, we say Elohim. How are they bonded? What has to bond them? What has to bond them, y'all? And we've been talking about it. Go back to the makeup of Adam. What bond Adam to the Father, the Son, and the Ruach? What bond him? And it's seen in the nation of Israel. Because he said, what? This is my firstborn son. Israel and Ephraim is my firstborn son. It's also seen in the Messiah too. Read the first chapter of John. Okay? Do I have anyone to guess? How are they bonded in marriage? As y'all thinking on the answer, even by the prophet Jeremiah, it is written that the Father say unto the nation of Israel, I am married unto you. So how is our Father in heaven married unto them? Okay? Because as you see, this was done in the beginning. So it's nothing new beneath the sun. Ooh, ooh. I see someone. I see someone here. Let me show it. The sister here says, in marriage by a legal contract, the Ruach. which means the Spirit. This is what bonds you. This is what makes you married to our Father, to the Son, and to the Holy Spirit. Okay? Now that we got that out the way, now you see why that those who are seasoned, they are in trouble. They are in trouble because they're constantly having the same discussion and going back and forth about this topic about is the law and holy days and feasts of YAH put away. They're in trouble, y'all. They ain't graduated yet. So to sum this part up, because I got a little bit more, okay? Now that we went through all these steps here, now you know the law is covenant, which is what? Marriage. And it started with our forefather, Adam. Now you see why we're in trouble? And the law, okay, the fathers reminded me to tell you the law is not words and letters on the paper. Okay, because we got to go deeper here. It is spirit, which is what? The one who's called the living word. So the living word know the book, y'all. He know it inside out because that's him. That is him. Do y'all see now where I'm going with this? Do you see? This is why I say they're in trouble. They're in serious trouble. Okay? And I'm talking to both sides. I'm talking to the Gentiles, okay, who really still under the Roman Christian doctrines. Okay, I'm talking to them because there are some Gentiles that have graduated. Yeah. They graduated, y'all. And then I'm talking to some Israelites too, because they come in one part of the book too. They don't hit the spiritual things. Right? So they in trouble. Because what you're going to see what's happening, and we're going to come back to this picture here. What is happening on, let me see, can I find it? What is happening on these social media, I can't find it right now. What is happening on social media, you're finding that they are constantly going back and forth, and they are still in the same point where they started from. There's no growth. There's no edification. Only thing that is the product of that is confusion. Confusion. Okay? So, the law is marriage, which is bonded by spirit. And this spirit, and the Messiah talks about this in the gospel. This spirit, known as the comforter, will what? Teach you and guide you in all things. That's another mystery. Because you have those scratching their heads saying, how can they keep what's in the old in the now? I get tickled, y'all, because like I said, when you are under the spirit that teaches you, and you can read it in John chapter 14, 15, 16, and 1 John chapter 2, verse 27. I get tickled because when you're under the spirit teaching, and then you see them asking that question, they miss the mark because the Messiah told you how you're going to keep it. Do y'all see now where I'm going with this? He even gave you an example of it on how you keep it in the fourth beast kingdom. Okay? Well, let's keep going. I'll come back to this picture, y'all. Okay? So I already gave you the warning, beware of debates and discussions, because what are you finding now? Most of them are ending up in the same point where they started at. Okay? Because here's his wisdom. In the season that we are in now, okay, what should we preach? What should we teach? Do you see them operating in the seasons of YAH? Because y'all, I'm seeing the same topics that have been preached and teach for about 20 years. The same thing, back and forth. Nothing new. Nothing in its proper season. Okay, which brings me to this. The Father gave me a prophetic word to give unto you about the season of 21. This is the season we are in, which is perfection. Perfection. Again, that's a mystery on that. And the reason why I say these are mystery, these are things that's only taught by the Spirit. It does not come by flesh. It does not come by man. Remember, the doctrines that man brings you comes from the fallen principalities. So you're not going to even scratch the surface of what Paul talked about. Because remember, Paul talked about a lot of mysteries. A lot. So to understand why, or to see the signs of this season that we're in, which is perfection, you have to be under the Spirit. The Spirit has to teach you this. You can't get it through YouTube. You can't get it through social media. You can't get it by listening to somebody on that platform. You're going to have to spend some time with the Father and the Son and the Ruach. That's what I'm saying unto you. Okay? Which will also bring us to this. There's a prophetic word in the Bible that talks about the great insurrection. Do y'all see this? The Bible have this already, and we've seen a part of it manifesting right before our eyes, right here in America. Again, do you see them preaching and teaching and prophesying unto you about these things that are happening in this season? They are out of season. Like I said, when the Father be talking to me, I get so ticked. I said, Father, I see what you see and I hear what you hear, and they're not there. Which bring me to this. For those who want more insight about the season of 21, which is perfection, and want to get more insight about the great insurrection, which you can read in 2nd Ezra chapter 16, on the channel, there are some videos that you can watch. But I'm going to tell y'all, you're not going to really understand it until you come in the whole volume of the book. You understand what I'm saying? Because even the video, I can only give you highlights. I can only give you highlights. Okay? But the Spirit can give you the whole picture. Okay? The Spirit can give you the whole picture. So here's your homework. Because then you're going to understand why I say covenant is marriage. There's a mystery about the 11th month of the Most High calendar. For the 11th month means a rod. So what is the mystery about the rod, y'all? That is something you need to look into. Because this heavily pertains not only to the bride and to the 144, because, they're there. They graduated. But it is heavily pertained to the nation of Israel. Also, the prophetic word that the Father gave unto me to prophesy unto you is in this video titled Prophetic Dream. This is the season of 21. That's the season we are in. And it's very important that you understand what 21 means according to our Father's mindset. And I'm going to say this again. It's very important that you understand what 21 means, which is perfection, according to our Father's mind. Because a lot of time, what we think is not even close to it. Remember what he told the prophet Isaiah, my ways and my thoughts are not the same as your ways and thoughts. Remember, he is spirit. And then the last thing is dealing with the great insurrection. Okay? The great insurrection. For the title of that video says, The Great Insurrection, Civil War first, then comes deliverance. Okay? Now let's go back to the note sheet. Again, these things come by spirit. Don't come by man. Don't come by social media. This come by spirit. Okay? So some examples for those who are under the spirit teachings, okay? Those who are under the spirit will understand these basic mysteries I'm going to share with you. The first mystery is the spirit sees prosperity, but the flesh sees poverty. I'm going to read that again. The spirit sees prosperity, but the flesh sees poverty. For those who are seasoned or say they are seasoned, what does that mean? Because I guarantee most are going to look at this word prosperity and going to give me a worldly definition. Do y'all hear me? They're going to give me a worldly definition for the word prosperity and for the word poverty. All right? But when you come under the spirit, you will know what this truly means according to the heavens definitions. Okay? That's a mystery. Another mystery, because many of us know the Father prayer, right? And in that Father's prayer, y'all, is some deep messages in that prayer, some spiritual things. Because a lot of times when we say the Father prayer, we're coming in a carnal mindset where we can't see what the Spirit is saying to us. Because one of the mysteries that is revealed in the Father's prayer is that He say, our Father in heaven says that what? He is the kingdom, He is the power, and He is the glory. What did that mean? Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Our Father saying He is the kingdom. Huh. Most people are thinking about buildings and precious stones and gold and silver, but our Father is saying unto us that He is the kingdom. Which now the Father's reminding me about what the Messiah said. Did not the Messiah say, "Seek ye the kingdom of heaven, and all these things shall be added unto you"? Mm. Did He not also say that the kingdom is inside you and all around you? Like I said, mysteries. The next one comes from one of the books, because remember, the Israelites was given many books to write. Even the Bible talks about this. But when you're under the Spirit teaching, some things you're going to already know beforehand before seeing it in a book. Again, these things are what? To bear witness unto us, give us confirmation upon confirmation, because the Father know, because we are in these earthly vessels, He know how our mindset are, when He know how our mindset is. Therefore, He said what? He always get 2 or 3 witnesses to get confirmation upon confirmation of what is revealed by the Spirit. Just like His Son bears witness to Him, and the Father bear witness to His Son. Same thing with the YAHUAH HaKadosh. It bear witness to the Father and to the Son, and the same to the YAHUAH HaKadosh. Okay. Well, this comes from the Gospel of Thomas. Let's see. I mean, I don't want you to give me the answer, but as I was looking for my favorite verse, that's one of my favorite verse. I love to read all the time. And when I first heard about this verse, it was dealing with a movie that was made called Stigmata. Stigmata. And they quoted a verse from the Gospel of Thomas. And when I saw that verse, y'all, it stuck with me because I wanted to know what it really means. Okay? But as I was looking for that verse, I came across some interesting things, y'all. I came across some interesting things. Sorry about that. I thought I had my ringer off. So here's one of the verses that came out. And it starts in the second Coptic Gospel of Thomas, verse 27. Yahusha said, "If you do not fast as regards the world, you will not find the kingdom. If you do not observe the Sabbath as Sabbath, you will not see the Father. Now, I know that's turning some heads right now. Because they still stuck on that topic. Do y'all see this? I mean, and he's saying something deep in this, in these two sentences. He's saying something deep, and this come by spirit. Only the spirit can expound unto you what this means. Let us keep going. Verse 70. Yahusha said, if you bring forth what is within you, and what you bring forth will say you. Hallelujah, y'all. That's something deep, and it goes back to the beginning, but let me keep reading. If you do not bring forth what is within you, what you do not bring forth will destroy you. Wow. Do y'all hear that? I got to unlearn some key words. It said it's within you. Now that should remind you of a parable of what the Messiah told unto you in the gospel about the hidden treasure. I get tickled, y'all. I'm like a little girl again because I understand this now, y'all. I understand what my Father is saying. And it goes back to the beginning, what Adam lost, but it has been restored back unto us. But you have to decide to receive it. All right, let us keep going. Verse 77. Yahusha said, it is I who am the light, which is above them all. It is I who am the all. From me did the all come forth, and unto me did the all extend. Split a piece of wood, and I'm there. Lift up the stone, and you will find me there. Y'all, this is the verse I'm talking about. This was my favorite verse. And I used to meditate on it. I said, Father, what does this mean? You know, what did this mean? And to understand what this means, y'all, when you seek him, how do you seek our Father? By reading his word. And when you allow the Spirit to come in and to instruct you what the word means, and you begin to what manifest it in the physical, these things, these mysteries shall be revealed unto you, and you begin to understand what they're saying. So I'm going to read this again, y'all. Yahusha said, it is I who am the light, which is above them all. It is I who am the all. I got to underline this word about the all because, he's showing you, if you understand him, do you understand the Father? Okay, remember what he said in John chapter 8? All things are taught unto him by his Father in heaven. So whatever he do, his Father does too. Okay, let's keep going. From me did all come from. There we go, that word again. The all come from. Okay, from him. Genesis chapter 1, John chapter 1, and Hebrews chapter 1. Do you understand why? Do you understand why he said that, y'all? Let me type them verses out so y'all have it. Okay? Because I want you to understand this mystery. Genesis chapter, we're going to say it's really verse 1. Chapter 1, verse 1. Then John chapter 1 and Hebrews chapter 1. Okay? Then you're going to understand why I say Yahuwah is all, and all is in Yahuwah. The same for our Father in heaven is the same for his Son, the Messiah. Okay? Let us go back. So, from me did the all come forth, and unto me did the all extend. I like that. Because he's telling you who he is and what he's capable of, y'all. Okay. Now we're going to read the part that I love the most. Right here, I love this verse. It says, split a piece of wood, and I'm there. Lift up the stone, and you will find me there. Now, I know some of y'all gonna actually do it. Some gonna actually gonna split that wood, and some gonna lift up the stone and gonna say, "Well, where are you?" But I'm gonna give you this hint: read the gospel. Now, it's there in the beginning. It's there in Genesis. But to help you see this clearer, read the gospel, and then you understand why he's there when you split a piece of wood. Then you can understand why he's there when you lift up a stone and you find him under the stone. Okay? Deep stuff, like I said. And then this verse here. This comes from the Gospel of Thomas. Yahusha said, the angels and the prophets will come to you and give you those things you already have. What are they talking about, my brothers and sisters? Because it's there in the beginning. As it has been written, as it has been prophesied, there's nothing new underneath the sun. And also the new covenant, the new marriage, which people know as the New Testament, testify of this heavily. And I'm gonna give you a chapter to read, and then you're gonna understand what this is hitting on. Now, the gospel. Okay, let me tell you first. Read the gospel, okay? But it's in 1 Corinthians chapter 15. 1 Corinthians chapter 15. So let me underline some keyword. It said the angels and the prophet. I need to underline that and highlight that because in these discussions or debates, notice whom they run to. Whether they are Israelites or Gentiles, whether they are Roman Christians, apologists, Pentecostal, Baptists, Methodists, there's so many denominations, y'all. Oh, whether they are Messianics, Torah only, also known as Old Testament keepers. Okay. Notice what sources they run to first. That's another thing you need to see. Notice what sources they run to first. But the book, the word, okay, the word. All right. Hold on, y'all. I'm checking out a comment. To my sister who's making that comment, I will be contacting you on that. What can I say? Because again, we share with you about the tools, and we need to get more clarity on what tools you have. Because remember, we come in a global way. Global, not local, sis. Global. And I'm speaking to the gathering of Yahusha HaMashiach. Again, we will be contacting you, sis. All right. Okay. But we are looking for something that's global. Global. I'm speaking to you, sis. You understand what I'm talking about. So for right now, I'm going to ask you that you hold any more comments that you have, okay, until we can speak more on this matter. But we are looking for something global, not local, okay, but global. All right. Thank you, my sister. And shalom to the one that just came on. Okay. Let me get back to this. So here it's very important that your sources come from what? The prophets first. Because what are you going to see that takes place? Okay. That takes place is they run to their sources, what they love. But are they running to what Yah ordained you to run to? Okay? Because in these discussions, you're going to see what is the most important source that is avoided, y'all. What is the most important source they are avoiding? They won't even go to. I want to see, can someone guess it? What is that most important source? Okay? What is it? What is it? What is it? Let me see. Because I don't know. The device I have here, I don't know if it's slow. Okay, y'all getting, oh, there you go, sis. The prophets. The prophets. Okay, the question is, in these discussions and debates, I don't care if you're a Christian, I don't care if you're an Israelite, I don't know. In other words, if you call yourself a believer of the Messiah, what is the most important source that the Father has given unto us when one is having discussions or one wants to provide confirmation or proofs? And our sister here gave the answer, the prophets. Remember what the Messiah said, because he gave us several example of this. He says, well, the first one was dealing with what? With the poor man and the rich man. Um, when they died, one ended up in what? In the hell part where the fire was. And in the center of the earth, known as Sheol, you have Abraham's bosom. Okay. So the one who ended up in hell in the fiery part of it wanted to go back and testify unto his brethren. And what did the Messiah say unto them? What did the Messiah say unto him? I'm sorry. He said, no, they have the prophets. Even today, and it's been prophesied by the prophets, they said, what your sons and daughters shall prophesy in these last days. Even today, there are those who have that gift, are prophesying unto the sons and daughters of Adam, even, and that's including the Israelites. They are prophesying unto them. But even today, they are ignoring them. I mean, it's amazing me. They are ignoring them, but what they are prophesying still can be what? Found in the book. So we are no different from the ancient ones who was before us. But instead, they go on to um, the Romans, Christians, what's the word I can say without saying this? I'm just going to be straightforward. They're going to the Romans church fathers. That, in other words, they put in what the Romans church fathers sayings as being superior to the prophets. I'm just using that for example. Or they go to these Bible commentaries and they put in that as superior to what the prophets is saying. Do y'all see what I'm saying? And this is what amazed me. When the Father gave you what? His prophets, who are what? Those who speak for him. And when they speak, they're not actually talking. In other words, their mind don't give them the words to say. It is the Spirit of Yah that is speaking to them, telling them what our Father in heaven wants. This is what I found amazing. Okay? This is what I found amazing. They are skipping the prophets. Even when the Messiah resurrected, he said, what the prophets and the book of Songs is of me. So the next thing that brings us to is this. Let me see if we can get to it. Are you under the Spirit teachings, or are you under man and the fallen principality teachings? Okay. That's the question you need to ask, not only yourself, but when you are listening to people's videos, you need to ask yourself, are they of the Spirit teachings, or are they under the man and fallen one's teaching? And one of the signs that you can use. Look to see if they go to the prophets, which brings us to this question. This is a question you need to ask yourself. Have all the prophecies from Genesis to the Apocrypha been fulfilled? I don't think I spelled that right. That is the question you need to ask. You need to ask them that. Have all the prophecies from Genesis to the Apocrypha been fulfilled? Now, I know y'all to know the answer to this, but these are for the seasoned ones who said that, they come in the whole bar in the book, or they said that, they know the word very well. So, my question to them, since you are seasoned and you've been in other words, you've been in this game long enough. I had to speak a layman term, they've been in this walk, they've been in this truth, they've been in this gospel long enough. My question to them, have all the prophecies from Genesis to the Apocrypha been fulfilled? Okay. And those who are on with me now know this. No. So if they have not come to their fullness yet, why y'all not studying about them? Why you're not studying about them? Because if you study about them, you would know the answer about what is the law and is it before the covenant, and which we have already learned today. The law, number one, is what? Spirit. Therefore, the law is what? Covenant. And we know covenant is what? Marriage. And it started with who? Which started with Adam, our father Adam. And then, right, with many others, because there's always a righteous lineage of Adam. I'll put here the righteous lineage of Adam. Okay. Then it came upon the nation of Israel. Okay. Then it led to the Messiah to establish it with the bride. I won't mention these three groups: bride of Messiah, the 144,000, and nation of Israel. Remember, that's prophecies that will still be going on when he returns. And that's dealing with the nation of Israel. Okay? So, yes, the law is covenant, the law is marriage, the law is spirit. Yes, it was before the Sinai covenant. It was already in the beginning. This is how our forefathers knew what to offer unto the Most High as a sacrifice. This is how our forefathers knew whom to marry. They would marry what? A daughter of their, no, they would marry, or sorry, they would take a wife of their kindred. Okay. This is how Judith knew that the judgment for Tamar, if she was found guilty, this is how he knew that she should be burned to the stake. And you see some of these same things being written in the covenants that was given to the children of Israel. This is where this comes from. It comes from the beginning. Do y'all see this? Okay. It comes from the beginning. Sorry about that. I didn't realize I was blocking the screen. This is where this come from. But here's the mystery that many do not understand. Because if you understand the old, okay, if you understand the old and you understand what yet to come, then you're going to understand how you keep these things in the new covenant. Messiah told you, and he gave you an example. Messiah told you that you would keep these things in the spirit and truth. The Messiah told you that what? This is how you would keep the Passover now. Okay? He gave you the way to follow. He gave you the instructions. He gave you the mystery of how we keep these things in the kingdom to come. Okay? It's there. But because they are not graduating, what I mean is they are still in the flesh and not in the spirit. This is why they wrestle with the scriptures. This is why they have a hard time understanding the scriptures, whether you are Israelites or Gentile, because they don't come in the whole body in the book. They get stuck on one site and cannot see what you're talking about. And to help with that stumbling block, you got to read the prophet's writings. All of them, not just some of them, all of them. And I'm just going to name a few. King David was a prophet. So you know you need to be in songs, right? Isaiah, Ezekiel, Zechariah, Haggai, Nahum, Jonah, you know, Micah. We have many prophets. Even today, we got prophets and prophetess of the day prophesy unto you that goes in hand what the ancient prophets say. But you don't see them running to that. You see them running to what? Man's doctrines. So there's no spirit. In other words, they're not running to what the spirits say. They're running to what? These flesh. And they run into the principalities. Well, to the fallen principalities, which are Satan and his angels and those evil spirits that was given unto Satan. That's what they're running to. And on that great day of judgment, they're going to tell the Father where I didn't know. And the Father going to tell them the same thing what the Messiah told to the rich man. You have the prophets. You have my book. And all you had to do was read it. And if you didn't understand something, you didn't have to run to YouTube or social media or to a commentary, okay, or to a church father. All you have to do was ask in the name of my son, and I would give it unto you according to your heart and your faith and your works and in my appointed time. Do y'all see this now? Okay. So when you understand that, then you understand this. What's done in heaven is also done in earth. For the spiritual go in hand with the carnal / physical. They go in hand in hand, hand in hand. Okay? Very deep. Okay, they go hand in hand. So when you understand those spiritual things I share with you, then you understand how the heaven and earth go hand in hand. There is a spirit tied with everything. And when you understand that, then you understand why the Father command you to do certain things or not to do certain things. Again, he knows all and he sees all. Okay? And before I end with this saying, I just want to go back up to make sure that you understand this. Going back to this question. Is the law and the holy days and feast day of Yah put away? For those who is under the spirit, we ought to know the answer to this. No. But the Messiah has given you instruction on how you keep these things in the fourth beast kingdom, which is a mystery unto the Roman Christians or those who say they are believer of the Messiah, even to some Israelites. Okay. He gave you the instructions on how to keep it. And through his prophets, do y'all hear me? Through his prophets, they tell you what's coming in the kingdom. They tell you what you want to keep in the kingdom. Okay? Through his prophets, they tell you what kingdom you're in now. Then you will understand why the Messiah said what we shall worship our Father in heaven in spirit and truth, because we are in the what? The fourth beast kingdom. And because we're in the fourth beast kingdom, this is why a new covenant had to be made. So what? So we can what? Be received, so we can enter into the kingdom of YAH, which is the new heaven and new earth. Like I said, mysteries, but only you're going to understand it when you come under the teachings of the Spirit and not under man and those fallen principalities. So now you see why I say they in trouble. They really in trouble. And I guarantee those discussions are useless, because the end result going to be what? Confusion. There's going to be no growth and no edification. Because one of the biggest thing I see, they're leaving out the prophets. Okay. I hope y'all enjoyed this word today. Now I'm going to explain to you about this picture. Y'all, we got some snow here. It's so beautiful to see this, because this is one thing I love the Most High seasons. I learn something new every time as we go through his seasons, whether it's spring, summer, fall, or winter. And when I look at this snow here, y'all, it reminds me of what his calendar was teaching me, y'all. Because those who study his calendar, you know, his calendar leads you to many things. But one of the things, it gives you understanding about agriculture, because one of the job of Adam was to what? To sow the earth. So in this season of winter, we look forward to the snow. It's a beautiful thing to see, y'all, because we know without the snow, we won't have a good harvest that is to come in the spring, which is barley. So I thank the Father for giving us snow for that, so what? We can have food to eat. And also, my people have a saying of that if we don't have a good snow, then we're going to have a hard time with the insects in the warmer climates in spring and in summer. So this is a beautiful thing to see. But then again, like I'm pointing back to y'all, when you come in the whole in the book, the spirit of Yah will begin to teach you these sacred and beautiful things, and then you will have understanding why we have these things manifested in these seasons and what are their role and purpose. Very beautiful to see. Okay. So I'm going to end out with this. Our Father in heaven gives more to those who want more, and he gives according to one's heart, faith, and works. The end. The tall. As you see, with being expressed in the form of an X or in form of a cross. So the law is the covenant, and it began with our father Adam. So it's not put away with. But this law, known as the covenant, known as the marriage, is dealing with a spirit, one who abides in you. And through him does the Elohim head dwell in you or abide in you. Okay? And through them, you shall have what? Knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. That should lead you to what? To receive the eternal life. That's a beautiful thing, y'all. All right, I done said enough in this video. I hope y'all understand the things I share with you. If not, please go to our Father in heaven in the name of Yahusha Mashiach, and he will give these things unto you. Continue to read his word, whether you understand it or not. Keep taking those steps, because as you take a step, he take a step and he will draw nigh unto you. And when the word is edifying you, allow it to do so. Because when you allow it to come into your heart, then you begin to manifest these things in the physical. And when the Father sees this is taking a place upon you, guess what? He begin to open your understanding even more. And then you begin to see the mysteries that is revealed from the beginning of the book to the end of the book. And then you begin to understand what Paul is saying unto you. Okay. Make sure the people receive salvation is written in Romans chapter 10. Make sure it's chapter 10. Yeah, chapter 10. Oh, if you have no one to baptize you, know that you can do it yourself. For where there is water, ye shall be baptized, as the Ethiopian eunuch says. For the water is the second witness in the earth, and our Father in heaven has poured his Spirit upon all his creation. This is why these things can go back and witness unto him. Okay, this is why the Father can call upon his heavens and his earth to be a witness unto him. So do not allow that hold you back from entering into the marriage, which is known as the new covenant. Okay, you can do it in your bathtub, you can do it in your swimming pool, or go to a river, lake, or whatever. Wherever there's water, you can be baptized. For the Holy Spirit baptism, you can receive that by asking our Father in heaven in the name of his Son, Yahusha HaMashiach. And our Father will give that unto you according to your heart, your faith, and your works, and his appointed time. I love you all, and shalom.